This is the Franklin Avenue Shuttle, otherwise known as the S train, and it's a legit S train because it has its own station, not like its Manhattan counterpart, the Times Square Shuttle, where it goes from point A to point B. No, the Franklin Avenue Shuttle is pretty unique. It starts off at Prospect Park Station with the B and a Q. It moves up the line to Botanical Garden, which is the first stop, transferring to the 2, 3, 4, and 5 trains. The stop after that is Park Place. This is the station where the shuttle stops on its own. It's a pretty unique station. The next and last stop it reaches is Franklin Avenue, transferring to the A and C train. Too strong! Now there was a plan to extend the shuttle, stopping at Gates Avenue, then to Bedford Nostrand on the middle track, meeting with the G, which would have been one hell of a plan. Now as far as equipment goes, it uses R68s. Back then it used to use R32s and R42s. And even further back, it used to use R30s and R11s. And even further back, it used to use BMT triplexes. Now see, the line itself opened back in August 18th, 1878, 6 weeks after the rest of the Brighton line opened. Back then, the route was named the BMT 7 line. You had one more station which was located between Franklin Avenue and Park Place. That station was Dean Street. This is one station I wish I was born to see. The reason why they closed it down was because fare beaters used to use that station to avoid paying fare. Come to think of it, the entire line was supposed to be abandoned by the MTA right after the whole reconstruction of the line in 1999. But thanks to the shuttle riders pressuring the MTA, the shuttle exists today. The S train, yeah, I said it because that's exactly what it is a cozy line. And it's one of my favorite lines to be on because of the surrounding area. One thing I like about this line is that it's in its own confined area in the bushes. But this is the line to have the worst train wreck in world history, known as the Malbone Street wreck, killing 93 people in one shot. Now how is a line that is so quiet has a wreck like that, you ask? Well, let me fill you in. On November 1st, 1918, a 5-car wooden elevated train jumped the tracks and slammed into one of the walls of the new tunnel. The reason why I say new is because at the time, Brooklyn Rapid Transit, BRT, had made a new tunnel underneath Flatbush Avenue. That was the tunnel. Forward a bit into the future, when the R32s ran on the line, pre-GOH R32 3669 had jumped the track and hit the wall, thus bending the train halfway. It got scrapped, which was something I wasn't too sure of, but thanks to Nelson Gomez, R32's the best as you know him, I now know. It's sad to see something like this as well, and with me being such a big fan of the R32s, it's pretty painful, but it makes you think, how could a line so small and innocent cause so much destruction? Just goes to show you that anything can happen anywhere in the system. Remember that, folks. Now the timing for the shuttle is okay for the most part. At the same time, you'll find yourself waiting a bit longer than expected. During the day, there are a total of 2, sometimes 3 trains running on the shuttle. At night, there's only 1 train. But don't worry, it won't take long for it to come back. Now the music for the shuttle is Planet Whiskback 2 from Sonic Colors. Originally it was Raising Me Up from Sonic Rush, but like every other train it got an upgrade, thus completing the Brighton Wisp trilogy, with the B having Planet Whiskback 1, the shuttle having Act 2, and the Q having Act 3. And this is non-new tech music, by the way. Don't worry, I'm working on ones for 160s. keep your pants on. Speaking of the future, I'm really wondering what this future is going to be like for this line, as well as what tech train would you see on there, a 4-car R160 from East New York or an R143? We'll see what the future holds. I mean, for now, the shuttle is the only thing that can use a legit 2-car marker. Franklin Avenue Shuttle has come a long way, and I'm happy to see it still here after the time that the MTA wanted to abandon the line entirely. I just wish it was still a 2-track line. One thing that Chris told me was that back in the day there was a GO where the shuttle had went from Franklin Avenue to Coney Island. To top it off, it used 4-car R42s. That's one GO for the history books. Honestly, I see so much potential in this line that's not even funny. I hope more gets done for this line. It's small but awesome in its own way. Plus it connects to BMT, IRT, and IND in one shot. You can really call it an S train, and it has the right to be called that. It stands out above all the other shuttles. Yeah, the Rockaway Park shuttle has more stops, but that's still a piece of the A train. This one is a whole different thing. I'll give the Franklin Avenue Shuttle an 8 out of 10. This train has been through a lot, and it sure as hell deserves an 8. So with that said, this is Knuckles of the Super Subway Brothers telling you to stand clear of the closing doors.
Okay, so Franklin Avenue Shuttle. Okay, let's see. It's pretty decent. Only 4 stops long. That's fine, I guess. I mean, where else can you get a R68S here? Well, R68 anywhere. It's just nice, you know. That's all I can say about it. I thought of something. The R68S, mainly it's small. It's very small. It's ding. It's not like dingle. It's ding. It's more like Devin's dick. Basically, you can call it Devin's dick, just to help you remember what the Franklin Avenue Shuttle is.